So Jannik Sinner has finally done it in front of his home crowd, and the world number one has beaten Casper Ruud 6-4, 6-4 to win the Italian Open for the first time in Rome. And later in the video, we'll talk about Elina Svitolina. She's just taken down Coco Gauff in a 3-set epic to win her third Rome title. 2 finals, 2 huge stories, and 1 unforgettable weekend at the Foro Italico. That's right, and if you haven't done so yet, give us a like and subscribe to the channel. Let's get stuck into this, and the match that has just finished, we will start with. And it was not the demolition that we saw in their last match, where it was a love and one. This time, much more measured and much more competitive. And I think that Jannik Sinner at least was in a match in this final. Casper Ruud gave it his best. And I'd say it was a tired Jannik Sinner. Didn't look as good as he normally does, but didn't have to. I think this is just his experience, and he just knows how to win a tennis match. When it gets to the business end, he has the tools to be able to beat pretty much anybody. Obviously, there's a few exceptions. I know there's a lot of people out there who say Alcaraz, even Djokovic has been able to do it. But against anybody else, he knows the tools to use. Ruud actually started pretty well, to be honest. Came out pretty aggressive, stepped inside the court, and I thought, yeah, this is the Ruud that we've seen all week. He's been really aggressive. This new style of Casper Ruud, he really needs to just keep that up, because he dispatches with players like Dardari, you saw in the semi-final, with ease on a clay court if he plays his best tennis. But Jannik Sinner is completely different, and he just looked a little bit leggy. Didn't manage to get to a few shots here and there, but ultimately, as long as he held serve, as long as he got it to 4-4, you knew that something was coming sooner or later. Once it all calmed down after the initial Casper Ruud burst at the start of the match, then Sinner got more into his flow, and then at 4-4, just using perfect drop shots. It was the right tactic. Casper Ruud even gave up running for some of these because they were so good, and the crowd exploded. Suddenly, Ruud was under real pressure, and Sinner broke and then served it out to love. Yeah, that's right. And that was it. That was the championship swing. So at the start of the second set, Sinner broke immediately, and then with another backhand down the line, from there, he was in control. Ruud had one big chance at 4-3 when Sinner missed a smash and faced break point, but the Italian saved it, held his nerve, and closed out the title at the first time of asking, and he did it in straight sets as well. Where was the match won and lost? Well, I think in the business end, to be honest. It was what Jannik Sinner was able to bring to the table at the biggest moments of the match. And the biggest moment of the whole entire match was at 4-4. He incorporated this lovely drop shot, which he's mixed into his game. Nice varied patterns of play. And Casper Ruud just felt the pressure, unfortunately. We've seen him there before. He does, when he comes up against the very, very best, it doesn't really click, and he doesn't have the firepower to get past them in business ends. Sinner won this match because he had more ways to win the points: power, precision, touch, movement, and clutch serving when the match got tight. Yeah, and I don't think Casper Ruud was able to get his forehand in play as much as he would have liked to, which that's credit to Jannik Sinner. And well, it's historic, this really, isn't it? Because the list is ridiculous. With this win, Sinner becomes the first Italian man to win the Italian Open since Adriano Panatta in 1976. I mean, quite astonishing, to be honest. Here, I'll pull up a list of some of the players who have won it. And you can see we've got 1957, 1961, Nicola Pietrangeli, and we've got Fausto Gardini there, Giovanni Palmieri back in 1934, and Manuele Sertorio in 1933. Some names there I'm not even really that familiar of, but he adds his name to the list, being number 6, and also completing something quite astonishing as well, which is something that only 2 players have done now. Completed the Golden Masters. That's right. Novak Djokovic, Jannik Sinner, an elite club, and he is a part of it at just 24 years old. Put that into perspective. That is an absolutely ridiculous stat for somebody of this age, and I wouldn't be surprised if he goes on to do it, gets the double Golden Masters at some point. He's got so many more years left in the tank, and even more stats. Obviously, the number of wins, 34 wins straight. He had 5 in Paris, 6 in Indian Wells, 6 in Miami, 5 in Monte Carlo, 6 in Madrid, and 6 in Rome. And that's now 6 Masters titles in a row. I don't know. I'm just lost for words, really. It doesn't even make sense when you say it out loud. 6 in a row. I mean, it's just utter domination. And maybe if there are other players there who could give him more of a challenge, maybe it would be slightly different. We don't know. Maybe he'd just beat everybody else who was put in front of him, because he just seems to have a bee in his bonnet right now, and he looks absolutely fantastic. He becomes only the second man after Rafael Nadal in 2010 to win all 3 clay court Masters, and that is Monte Carlo, Madrid, and Rome in the same season. And he has now won 5 Masters this season as well, just one short of Djokovic's single season record of 6. And the head-to-head with Ruud is now lopsided more than before, 5-0. And he's won it every single set. He hasn't dropped a set against Casper Ruud. I thought it might change today, but that wasn't to be the case. He just completely shut him down. I think it's just a terrible matchup for him. I think he's got a lot of players that he likes playing. Ben Shelton, probably another one as well, struggles to get sets off of him. And just another stat here, and they like comparing the 2 players. Jannik Sinner now, you can see all of these big titles, 4 slams, 2 ATP finals, 10 Masters 1000s. And we've got Carlos with 7 Grand Slams and 8 Masters 1000s. I mean, both pretty impressive, to be honest. But Sinner starting to rack up a few extras in different categories. And is it going to be similar to the Djokovic and Nadal rivalry, where we had Nadal predominantly mainly with clay, though, to be honest? So I think Carlos, he'll be able to get more, I even think, indoor hard court stuff than Rafa managed to do. Rafa wasn't ever really too good on the indoor hard court, but I think Alcaraz does have the game to get more titles, and I think he will get an ATP finals at some point. Oh, if Sinner lets him, that's the big question. But let me know your thoughts about this final. Did it live up to the bill? Were you majorly disappointed, or are you indifferent? You just knew it was going to be Sinner's win, and you didn't even bother tuning in, and you just assumed Sinner was just going to make it 6 Masters in a row. I'd love to know your thoughts. But let's move over to the women's, and that one was a more dramatic final. Most definitely more dramatic. And it was Elina Svitolina. I said that she'd win it, and I was just banking on the fact she'd won it twice before. I think that you look at players playing well at certain events, and this is definitely one that bodes well for her. She had such a difficult route through as well, having to defeat some real good top players, and like obviously Rybakina, Iga, Coco Gauff. It's super tough. But then to get the win in the final as well, Gauff made it interesting, and is 8 years after her last Rome title as well. Back on top. Beating Coco Gauff is no easy thing on a clay court. Roland Garros champion this is. And a lot of physical rallies, a lot of momentum swings, huge pressure moments in this one, and just two players who just refused to go away in the rallies. Coco Gauff actually had chances in the opening set. She broke early, had the lead, but Svitolina kept clawing her way back in. And twice she came from a breakdown. And at 4-all, she actually held firm through some exhausting rallies before putting pressure straight back onto Gauff. And the key moment of the first set, Gauff served to stay in it, but 2 double faults. And it's that same old adage again, isn't it? Coco Gauff, double faults, just constantly happening at the wrong time for her. And Svitolina walked through to take it 6-4. Gauff had a good champion's mentality in the second set, really good fight back. Svitolina looked like she was going to close in on the title late in the set, but Gauff dug in at 5-all, produced some amazing volleying at the net after a net cord moment disrupted the rally, and then broke to give herself the chance for the set, but then got broken straight back, and which could have crushed Gauff, but then she did do well in the tiebreak, took that tiebreak and put it into a decider. But Svitolina, I said it in the preview, I just think that there's just she just got this extra level of fight. It was brilliant to see. Someone who just never gives up on a tennis court. Like Gauff, you saw the errors were coming. Like a backhand error gave the crucial break. And the Ukrainian just accelerated from there on in, broke again. And then once she had that double break, it just made it easier for her. She did need 3 match points though, but she did get it done in the end. Final set was just all about just having that clarity, knew exactly what she wanted to do, did Svitolina, defended with a lot of discipline, absorbed a lot of Gauff's pace on the ball, and then just attacked when the ball sat up. And yeah, Coco Gauff was just under scoreboard pressure for pretty much the entire third set. Too many errors at the wrong moments, double faults that set her back, and backhand errors as well. Proved costly. Svitolina was just calmer in the chaos, and it was just brilliant to see, to be honest. Third Italian Open after winning back-to-back Rome titles in 2017, 2018. How crazy is that? We're talking 8 years ago, and it's her 20th title altogether as well. So, and first Ukrainian woman to reach that milestone. It was actually her first WTA 1000 since that last one in Rome as well, which makes this comeback story even bigger. She has gone through injury, time away on tour, maternity break, giving birth to her daughter in 2022. And now she's back to winning one of the biggest clay tennis titles. For me, my favorite Masters of the year. I always love the Rome Masters. I think it's just has this air of something historic about it. I love the setup of the whole event. And she had to beat some massive players to be able to win the title. So big credit to Svitolina. I thought it was a very impressive performance. And long may she stay in this form, because coming into Roland Garros, she's going to be right up there, and she is now up to number 7 in the live rankings. This is going to be quite an interesting draw as well, because nobody's going to want to have her on their side. And you look there, Sabalenka won't, Rybakina won't. She's just beaten the second, third, and fourth in the world. And I reckon she'd fancy her chances against the other ones. I know Sabalenka's slightly different style of player, but playing in that style, it's going to be tough to beat Svitolina, that's for sure. But that's just my quick roundup of it. Tell me your thoughts about this in that comment section below, about both finals. Obviously, one was more competitive than the other, but I want to hear your thoughts on both. And if you haven't done so yet, give us a like, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.